Good morning, everyone. I'm Stephanie Klasky-Gamer, President and CEO of LA Family Housing, and we're thrilled to be here this morning. We're thrilled to be here this morning celebrating a generous reinvestment in our Saticoy Gardens Apartments, affordable housing here in the Van Nuys community of Los Angeles. We appreciate everybody coming and learning a little bit more about our apartments. It's an honor to stand here today to receive this $500,000 congressional project funding for our permanent affordable housing. This funding is vital to our city's ongoing efforts to address the affordable housing crisis, especially for families who are facing the burden of high housing costs. Today is more than just a financial investment. It's preserving a lifeline for the individuals and families who call this community home. Saticoy Gardens is home to 30 families who live with very low incomes, providing them with safe, decent, and an affordable place to live. This location also provides access to state-funded child care facility serviced by California Children's Academy. Our agency has a long history with this apartment building. We first acquired the site back in 2001, and from there we began the journey of securing the financing through the support of various partners. In 2004, we began construction with the help of then City Council member Tony Cárdenas, and we broke ground on the site that year. By 2006, we were able to open the doors and welcome the first residents into their homes. It's been a rewarding journey, and we're proud to see how far Saticoy has come over the years in providing homes to their families, to these families. The challenges in the rising costs of owning a property and the rising costs of living in Los Angeles make a reinvestment into this site even that much more important. We're committed as affordable housing developers, owners, and operators of overcoming the obstacles we have faced financially in maintaining our affordable housing units. And while we are committed to that, we also desperately need the continued financial support from the city, from the county, from the state, and from the federal government. We know that this work wouldn't be possible without the strong partnership of our government leaders and the passing of critical initiatives like Measure A.
Yay!
We are deeply grateful to the voters of Los Angeles County for their support, which helps ensure that we have the resources we need to continue developing and operating affordable housing across our region. As we renew our commitment and look forward to the future, I want to express our heartfelt gratitude to our city's fearless leader, Mayor Karen Bass. Your unwavering leadership and dedicated commitment to tackling our affordable housing crisis and the crisis amongst those experiencing homelessness has made a real difference, and we are proud to work in partnership with you. Please join me in welcoming Mayor Karen Bass.
Thank you very much, Stephanie, and congratulations for this site, what you have done over the years, and for your commitment to this issue. And I think it is an example of all of us working together. We absolutely celebrate the victory of Measure A, but this is an example of what locked arms means. It's not just rhetoric. It is about working together so that we can deliver for Angelenos. And evidence of that was this year's PIT count, point-in-time count, which showed for the first time homelessness is down in years. Now, we are very, very clear that we have so much more that we need to do, but the fact of the matter is, when we all join forces, we can make a difference and make the type of difference that saves lives. In 2023, the LA Housing Department and my office submitted a request to our congressman to bring federal dollars home for this property and its residents. And it was through this combined effort with our federal partners that we are able to be here today. And I know the congressman has been involved in this area for many, many years, before Congress, on city council. And I was so honored to have served with you for a number of years in Congress, and the effort that you made and your leadership. And I think it's an example of how we need to continue to work across all of government to bring people together, to deliver the resources and get the results. So in Sacramento, years before I actually met the congressman, he was a member of the assembly and did landmark legislation on juvenile justice reform. And so, again, it was no surprise to me that he would continue that leadership in Congress. And I just want to thank you for delivering once again on behalf of Los Angeles. And with that, let me introduce our congressman, Congressman Tony Cárdenas.
Thank you, Mayor. It's wonderful to call you my friend and also my colleague. We served about 10 years together in the United States Congress. And I just want to point out that when Karen Bass wants my attention, when she asks me for something, for some help or some partnership, I've always said yes. For example, the last year that we served together, you and I got the largest line item in the budget, in the appropriations from Washington to the city of Los Angeles, $7.5 million, an unprecedented amount of money to help make sure that we help our young people stay out of trouble and to help them get back on the right path. And we did that together. So ever since then, you become mayor. I have responded every single time to as many of your requests as possible, because you have many requests. It's a big city. It's a big city, a lot of needs. But I'm very, very proud to say, whether it's a Republican-led Congress or a Democratically led Congress, I've been able to say yes and get those funds through. And I would be remiss if I didn't mention the partnership that we have with our former city council member and now United States Senator from the San Fernando Valley, Alex Padilla. As Mayor Bass remembers, when you get something through the House, you keep your fingers crossed to see if it makes it through the Senate. And my friend and colleague, United States Senator Alex Padilla, and my roommate actually in Washington, whenever I get my stuff through the House, I always make sure I let them know, now I need you to make sure that it stays in there, because we need to bring these monies home. This money started as $3 million requests, and I'm very grateful that we were able to get the $500,000. I wish it were more. But I know, Stephanie, that you at LA Family Housing always put those dollars to use, because you are literally saving lives, not only giving people the dignity that they deserve. We just met with a family earlier, quite shy. I don't think they wanted to come out in front of the cameras, but we met with them and we discussed with them in 2 languages. But the thing that came through, the universal language, was their heartfelt thank you. And the mother explained to us that her husband, who's disabled, gets up and gets out of his apartment at 4 in the morning every single day to go to work, to provide for his family in what little he could bring home. I want to say those words to you because I think it's unfortunate that too many people in America, and good people in America, think that when people live in a facility like this and they need help up, it's because they're lazy and they don't want to fend for themselves. Trust me. This man is missing a leg, and he gets up in the morning in a wheelchair and takes public transportation tens and tens of miles away from here every single day, and he does it proudly to feed his family. But he can't bring home enough to pay the high rents that are charged here in our community. And that's why LA Family Housing is giving this family dignity, the respect that they deserve, because they are not lazy and they don't want to be on public assistance. But fortunately, we live in America, where if you're willing to work hard and you're willing to play by the rules, we will be there for you. So this $500,000, it might not go as far as I was hope it would with $3 million, but here we are because we deserve to be the country that we pretend to be by allowing people to have a life of dignity and respect. So with that, they don't let me sign it over here. That's for the U.S. Treasury. But I'm going to sign the check over a little bit to the right, and then I am going to, and then we'll take questions if anybody has questions. Okay.
All right.
Any questions?
Yeah, you guys were talking about partnership, and particularly partnership with the federal government. I was wondering if you guys could share your thoughts about where you think partnership will be once there's a new Trump administration, and how you feel that the city of LA is going to interact with him on such things as housing and the Olympics and transportation.
Wow. Okay, you can talk more about that, but as a member of Congress today, and I'll be a member till January 3rd, I've been through Republican and Democratic administrations. I've been through being in the House of Representatives controlled by Republicans and controlled by Democrats. But one thing I can tell you, the city of Los Angeles has leadership that understands that it's not who's sitting across the table or on the phone that you're communicating with to bring resources to Los Angeles. It's not about who you're talking to, it's about who you're representing. And we're constantly fighting for the people of Los Angeles to make sure that the resources and the taxes that they send to Washington or Sacramento or wherever we send them, that they come back to serve the people of this community, just like these dollars here. So I have a lot of confidence that no matter who is in the White House, right, like times in past, and no matter who controls the House or the Senate, we're going to constantly make sure that we fight for the people of Los Angeles, and we have tremendous success regardless of who's in the White House, regardless who controls the House or the Senate. Mayor?
Thank you. Thank you so much, Congressman, and let me just reiterate those same words. It is helpful that I spent 12 years in Congress, 10 of them working alongside of you, working with both a Democratic and a Republican administration, and we will do the same regardless of who controls the House. We know the Senate or the White House. But let me just say that Angelenos know how to stick together. Let me remind you of where we were just a few days ago on Friday when 220,000 Angelenos stood together. We were standing together celebrating the Dodgers, and that was wonderful. But we will stand together on our values. We will make sure that we always protect Angelenos. We will not allow anyone to divide us or to pit groups against each other. We've done that before, and we'll do that again. And I am sorry that you will be leaving Congress, but I'm also very happy with who will be following in your footsteps, yes, because the former, I can say that now, former Assemblywoman Luz Rivas, now Congresswoman-elect, will serve and fight on behalf of her constituents just as you did. And although you might be leaving Congress, somehow I don't think he's not going to be very involved. We just haven't had our meeting yet.
Any more questions?
Well, again, because you talk about sticking together, there's some members of the council who want to put in place a stronger sanctuary city set of protections. Are you ready to do that, or are you worried?
Well, let me just say that I'll look forward to seeing what the council puts together. But frankly, I've always supported that policy, and I can't imagine why I wouldn't be doing that now.
I want to say something about labels. People use the term sanctuary city, and it evokes different feelings in different people. But let me tell you, we've always been a sanctuary country from day one. And the bottom line is this: what makes me proud to be an American citizen, having been born and raised right here in the San Fernando Valley, is when I see our country, our neighbors, our community, our governments treating people with dignity and respect, because this country is profoundly beautiful when we are at our best. And that is when we're at our best, just like the family we just met with a little while ago. hardworking, beautiful, amazing people that just couldn't afford to make enough money to make ends meet to pay the rent. And here they are, living a life of dignity because we support them. We respect them.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.